Good afternoon. I'm Lisa Broom with the CBC News Break. Prime Minister Frendel Stuart has thanked scores of repeat visitors for supporting Barbados and its key tourism product. He made the comments during a reception at Ilara Court, which was organized by the Barbados Tourism Product Authority. Mr. Stuart says the industry, which grew by 14% last year, is on a secure growth path and appears destined to lead Barbados's economic recovery.
You have demonstrated that you walk both by faith and by sight, because you've kept coming to Barbados. And as I drive around the country and as I observe the ease with which you interact with our citizens here, I know that we are on to a very good thing. I'm convinced that the future of the tourist industry of Barbados is secure.
Mr. Stuart says Barbados will continue to search for new markets as it seeks to further develop the sector.
You've come here, you've occupied our hotel properties, some of you have actually bought homes here, and year after year you come here and you spend your money with us. The result of your loyalty, your commitment, is that we now have a tourist industry that leads this economy and is the principal earner of its foreign exchange.
Police are investigating a suspected murder. 24-year-old Travis Austin was found dead last night by police at Central Place in Haynesville, St. James. They made the discovery after responding to a call about 11:10. The body of the late Prior Park St. James resident reportedly bore multiple stab wounds. 2 children were among those injured in 2 separate accidents this morning. One, involving 3 vehicles, occurred along the Windsor stretch of Highway 5 in St. Philip. One of the vehicles, a hired car, overturned. 2 other people, both adults, were also injured. The driver of one of the vehicles recounted the ordeal, with an eyewitness account being similar to that of the driver. Now, the other accident took place along the section of the ABC Highway near the Dighton Griffith Secondary School in Christchurch. It involved 2 vehicles. The Arawak cement plant has confirmed blotches of oil that washed up on neighboring beaches in St. Lucie originated from the facility. In a statement, it said that during the removal of an old oil line at its jetty, a section of it accidentally fell into the sea, leaking about 1 gallon of oil into the water. It says a ship is blocking the movement of some of the oil, but a small amount floated out to sea. Residents, fishers, and even visitors say the oil started coming ashore yesterday. Beachgoers say before the oil started washing in, they could smell it in the area.
It started to spread out around lunchtime. So much so that you could actually see the top of the sea glistening, right? It's my suspicion it came from a boat.
I was just doing my work this morning and I smelled this oil, and when I looked across, I saw all the oil in the sea and the fish was jumping up and going back down. So I called the other guy with the boat and I asked him, and he told me that he smelled it too, and it was a lot of oil in the water, real oil.
Arawak officials say they immediately contacted the Environmental Protection Department, inspected the site and filed a report. The company says the EPD recommended that a further inspection of the coast be conducted this morning to determine any impact. And based on the findings, it would be determined whether any cleanup operation would be required. People living with HIV and AIDS should be afforded the same rights as any ordinary citizen. This point was stressed by the manager of the HIV and AIDS Food Bank, Stacia Whitaker, who says there are still pockets of stigma and discrimination here in Barbados. She says people living with AIDS should be able to work and live normal lives. Ms. Whitaker also pointed to what she says is self-discrimination from people living with the disease.
Nobody may be paying you any attention, so to speak, but you're automatically thinking someone knows what you're doing, what you're coming here for, who you're coming here to, etc. However, we try to address those areas as best as possible. Sometimes we tell individuals if they feel uneasy, we say, you know, well, you could walk with a normal cloth bag, you could put your food in there, nobody needs to know what you're coming out of here with. And we try to meet them meet them where they are, yeah, halfway, because we want them to access the service, especially if they're having issues finding basic foods. We want them to come. We don't want them to stay away from clinic. We don't want them to stay away from treatment because of society.
The HIV and AIDS Food Bank was at the receiving end of a much-needed donation from the Lions Club of St. Michael. Ms. Whitaker says the food bank provides a service of nutrition and support as she welcomed the donation.
And that is very important in any treatment of any type of disease, and with HIV especially. Despite individuals are on medication from our clinic, there's still a need to improve nutrition, and some individuals are not well enough to either work or they don't have the means to basically have some of the basic items to support their immune system. So when we have donations like this coming in, we can have a variety of items, fresh produce, as well as those non-perishable items. We can help to encourage individuals to eat healthily, as well as to give them nutrition counseling on the foods that are important to support their immune system, as well as the medication that they will be taking.
Meanwhile, President of the Lions Club of St. Michael, Indra Skeet, says the club donates to the food bank on a monthly basis. Among the items sent this time, tin foods and non-perishables, along with a hamper from the National Union of Public Workers.
This initiative is something kind of personal to me also, because I started about just going into 10 years now, where I decide to keep a big luncheon and I ask clients to donate. So now it's a contribution that I'm asking, and I take the money and donate it, buy stuff, actually not donate, but buy the stuff and bring it here and donate. And most of my Lions Club members support the event, as well as my members, my client from my salon, and the NUPW.
Barbadian artists, alongside their counterparts from Trinidad and Tobago, Grenada and St. Lucia, are expected to present their best performances for the finals of the International Soca Monarch today, Fantastic Friday. The Soca Monarch Finals is one of the most anticipated events of Trinidad's carnival schedule and showcases the world's greatest soca stars giving their best performances for cash prizes. Peter Ram and Hyper Sounds will perform at positions 3 and 4 respectively. The actual competition starts at 10 p.m. and will be followed by a 1-hour performance by Mashal Montano. Director of the Surveillance, Disease Prevention and Control at the Caribbean Public Health Agency, or CARFA, Dr. Joy St. John, says the large number of deaths from breast and cervical cancer in the region is alarming. She says this is because cervical cancer is largely preventable and breast cancer can be detected early and treated successfully. CARFA, in a message to mark World Cancer Day, says cancers are the second leading cause of death in the region and warned the disease is on the rise, particularly among young people. The agency says the majority of cancer deaths in Caribbean men are due to prostate cancer, followed by lung cancer. Time for a break now, but when we come back, news from the region and further afield. Stay with us.